guys. Alright, so I just wanted to do a video just covering the topic of pre and post workout nutrition. So I have touched base on this before in a blog, but today I really wanted to kind of rehash on that. I know in the blog I spoke about specifics of what you should be doing and just some ideas of kind of tackling it specifically. But today I actually wanted to touch base on what you really need to do before you can sort of, I guess, earn the right to kind of tweak your pre and post workout nutrition so you don't essentially kind of waste your time in making the effort of doing that. Alright, so I mean really first up, you want to make sure that you're ticking the box of all the real basics of nutrition. So if you're really not drinking enough water, that's going to be a crucial part as to how consistent your nutrition is going to be, how good your energy is going to be, and really, I mean, we need tons of water to really process food properly, and for our digestion and for your energy and workouts as well. So in terms of how much water we actually need, generally males need 3 to 4 liters a day, which I doubt that the majority are doing every single day of every single week. And then females are 2.5 to 3 liters a day. So, and it does sound like a lot of water, but it's actually really easy once you get into the routine of it, and it makes a huge difference to your energy. All right, next, making sure that you're eating food full of nutrients and plenty of vitamins and minerals in them, essentially. And as we sort of say in the CrossFit philosophy, it's eat meat, veg, nuts and seeds, some fruit, little starch, no sugar, cool. So really, with that one, it's a really basic kind of a philosophy to launch from or to start off with if you're wanting to even kind of start to change things. Using that as a little bit of a template as what kind of foods you really need to be focusing on is really the best way to kind of get that, at least tick that box of your nutrition. All right, the next one is to manage your food intake, but keep it simple. So I know a lot of you have had a little bit of a play around with the zone and using sort of paleo food and using the zone parameters. So which is a great sort of way of at least measuring kind of where you're at with your volume and how much food you actually need to be having, which I think a lot of you guys that are particularly doing a lot more work, like you're doing the Make Me RX program or the RX Plus work, then you guys are really going to need a lot more nutrition than generally what you think you really need to. But for the rest of you guys that sort of aren't really even at that point, you're like, God, I don't want to be measuring things and using scales, and that's really annoying and inconvenient for me because I got kids and I got a family, right? So I think for you guys, really, there's a really good method that you can utilize, which is actually just using your palm as a bit of a measuring point for how much you should be having in each meal. So I'm going to chuck a little infographic up in the comment section, so then you've got that on hand just to have a little look at and see if that's something that you think is going to sort of work for you, to at least give you a little bit of a starting point to learn to eyeball how much you need in your daily nutrition. And lastly, I mean, you can sort of make little tweaks to if your nutrient intake isn't quite enough. And that can sometimes be hard to really know whether you're actually getting all the nutrients being absorbed and all that sort of thing. Taking a multivitamin and taking just a little bit of fish oil and magnesium at night can be, there's probably my 3 go-to kind of gap fillers for if you're going to be taking supplements throughout the day. Those 3 are and they're really simple ones. I mean, they're going to help sort of improve your joint health, inflammation levels in the body, which I'll go into detail of these sorts of things in future videos, but just to kind of give you an indicator. And also with your multivitamin, as we know, a lot of our fruit and vegetables these days can really be affected in terms of their quality by the way that they've been grown. So sometimes the vitamins from those can be really hampered in their ability to absorb into the body. So a multivitamin can sometimes fill the gaps on those and make a fairly big difference in your overall energy throughout the day. So that would be my last thing, but not necessarily the most important thing. Getting those first 3 points down pat will make a drastic difference if you're not already doing them. And lastly, guys, if there's any questions that you do have about your nutrition, always give us a shout, because that's something that I'm quite passionate about. And then there'll always be, if I don't have an answer now, I'll be able to search that out for you, and at least give you some help and a little bit of a leg up in an area that you may need. All right, so have fun with all those little bits and pieces, and give you a bit of something to work on if you're not currently at that stage where you've got all of those boxes ticked with your nutrition. And then we can have a little bit of a look at what we actually do need to do pre and post workout with our nutrition. So do refer back to the blog that I did do on it, which I'll chuck a little link down below in addition to that infograph. And that should just be at least some good points for you to start off with in getting your pre and post workout nutrition down pat.